I recently watched a film that had me gripped from, I say, the first 5 minutes. I'm not gonna lie, I had a couple of beers, so that might have helped. Um, but I will be honest, I had a great time. Hello, I hope you're okay. What's going on? And welcome back to my channel. So today, I'm going to do some recent watches that I've watched. I've got 3 films to talk about, which I've really enjoyed. I've got one rewatch that was actually, I think, better than when I watched it the first time around. I've got a great 90s thriller to talk about for you. And then I've got a film that I can already tell is going to be a fantastic rewatchable film for me. So why don't you get yourself a coffee and we'll get into this. So the first film that I watched was Black Bag, which was a rewatch for me. And I've got to have a shout out here to Roy over on Blu-ray Movies film channel, because he mentioned it in one of his recent videos, and it kind of got me thinking. I was thinking, oh, I hadn't seen that, and I quite really enjoyed it when I first watched it, so I think I'll give it a watch. Now I watched it in 4K, and I've got to say that the actual film looked absolutely fantastic, but I suppose you'd expect that from a fairly new release. So for me, what really stood out though this time around on the second viewing was how well the film actually held up on a second viewing. I really enjoyed it. It doesn't always work out like that with some films, because some films, once you've seen the film once and you know what's coming, you don't quite get as much enjoyment of this. But this film has some really good twists and turns, and I really enjoyed it, and it really works really well. And it is one of those films that does keep you going, and really you don't really know where it's going on the first time, because I knew what was coming. The twists and turns really did work really well this time around. The performances were still good and really held up. Michael Fassbender and Kate Blanchett played the, I say, leads, I suppose, and they were still really good. And yeah, I'd say it's a solid film for me, and I generally do recommend that if you've not seen it, definitely give it a watch, because it's got that rewatchable ability. And if you have seen it, please give it a rewatch. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Okay, a quick behind the scenes moment. I actually had to take a break after filming the Black Bag review, and since then I have had a shave, and my hair has got a little bit shorter. So if you were thinking maybe something different and you couldn't quite figure it, then that's it. I now look a bit like Dwayne the Rock Johnson's younger brother. Anyway, right, let's carry on. So next up is Trespass from 1992. It is, honestly, I had a really good time with this one. It is, I watched it in HD and I thought it looked really good. It was one of those films that pulls you in straight from the beginning. The chemistry was great. It stars, oh crikey, I can't think of his name now, William Sadler and Bill Paxton. And they were really, really good together. They sparred off each other really great, and it felt really natural. It just was really great opening. And I think with these kind of films, you need to buy into that, like their relationship that they've got, a bit like, a buddy sort of work colleague relationship. And if you don't actually buy into that relationship, then it just doesn't work. this film had some great twists and turns. It always kept you guessing where it was going. It had a great supporting cast. And you could never really guess where it was going to go. And by the end of it, you thought, well, crap, this has really gone way out of control for these characters. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. That's kind of my favourite kind of thing, where things keep you going, a bit like Black Bag, the nice twists and turns. So yeah, I thought Trespass was a really solid film. And if you haven't seen it, it is definitely worth one of those films just throwing on when you want something quite tense but enjoyable to watch. And again, if you haven't seen it for a long time, then it's probably worth a watch, just for Bill Paxton's and William Sadler's chemistry and performance. What a loss it is that he's no longer with us, Bill Paxton. Fantastic actor. And while I was watching it, I thought, oh, I really want to watch A Simple Plan again, because I think that film is up there with Sam Raimi's best and Bill Paxton's best performances. It's a great film. Okay, for the final film I'm going to talk about in this video, and honestly, probably my favourite watch of these films this time around. I watched it in 4K Dolby Vision, and as a probably a new film, you would think it looked great, like a new film was. And honestly, I haven't said the film, have I? So it is a song sung blue, 2025. But yeah, this film had me from the very opening, I would say. And I'll be honest, that might be because, well, I'd had a couple of drinks. Me and my wife sat down to watch it on, I think it was Friday evening, and weekend and everything. We'd had a couple of drinks, but it also just, the vibe of it just clicked for me, and I need to say this straight away. I thought it was great. I will say that if you're not a Neil Diamond fan, then I think your mileage might vary from the film, because there's obviously there's plenty of Neil Diamond songs in there. So, if you don't like Neil Diamond, I would say probably stay away. But for me, this film, it just worked. It's got that crowd pleasing aspect to it, and the performances were great from everybody. I mean, I would say the standout for me was Kate Hudson in the lead female role. I mean, I've always liked her, to be honest. One of my favourite romantic comedies is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days with Matthew McConaughey. So maybe I've got a soft spot for her. And I'm a bit biased, but I thought she was fantastic in this film. I'd love another film from, I'd love her to get to and join back up and do a film with Matthew McConaughey again. I think their chemistry is fantastic in that film. And then they did another film as well, with Fool's Gold, I think it was, wasn't it? They did not such a great film, but again, the chemistry was fantastic. All in all, yeah, this is my film of the week, and honestly, if you've not seen it, I know it's not quite out on physical media yet, but if you've not seen it, get your orders in to get this Blu-ray. It's fantastic. Right, so as I just said, for me, I think my pick of the week is definitely going to be a song sung blue. Yeah, great film. But it's one that grabbed me the most, I think, and I probably can't wait to rewatch it already. But I've got to admit, on a rewatch as well, Black Bag was very strong, and I would say, especially if you've not seen that not seen it, definitely you need to watch it. And if you have seen it, give it another rewatch and tell me what you think. I'd also say that Trespass was a very solid watch as well, because the great chemistry, fantastic. So yeah, give that twists and turns, give it a watch. Right, there are my 3 recent watches. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What have you been watching recently? I'd love to know, and maybe we could have a conversation about them. Did you like Black Bag? Have you seen a song Blue? And what do you think? What films have you watched? On a rewatch, you watched more than once, and you liked just as much, or even actually you didn't like it the first time around, and you liked it a lot more the second time around. Let me know. Obviously, if you want to see all my ratings in full, they're on my Letterboxd account, and I will leave the link down below in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.